welcome to In Stitches with Mary. Today I want to show you my third block in the Seems So Easy, Sew Along with Mary. This year I'm highlighting 9 different blocks and we're up to number 3. And today this is called the Burnham Square. It's very simple to put together. There's a little more piecing to it, but simple piecing, a few more steps and a lot more cutting involved than some of the other blocks that we put together. But you still only need 3 colors. You need a dark, a medium, and a light. And I am looking forward to showing you how we put this together. All right, let's look at this block a little bit closer. We're going to dissect this out. We have a block inside of this block. In this block we've got a nice star pattern here using some flying geese and some small squares with our center square. Then we have some half square triangles, and on each side we just have some strips. So to start with, I want to show you the strips. We're looking at 1.5 by 6.5 inch strips. You're going to need, to make one block, you need 4 of the medium. I'm using medium in the middle, and 8 of the dark. And it's very simple. You're going to sew those strips together so that there's a medium in between 2 darks. I chose to press mine towards the dark side. You can press yours in the direction you choose. So you're going to make 4 sets of those to complete our block. From there, you will need to make the half square triangles. Now these are, let me double check, these are 3 7/8 inch squares, and we're just going to cut them diagonally once. And you are simply going to sew them right sides together, and then you'll press them. And you can press them in any direction. Again, I chose to press towards the dark side. And if you want to square these up, you want to square them up to about 3.5 inches and cut your dog ears off. Again, we're going to need 4 of those. So you'll complete 4. And then we're going to look at our flying geese. So with the flying geese, we're cutting a large square and dissecting it diagonally twice. So we're going to pull this apart, and that's going to be the center of our flying geese. Now to make the wings on our geese, we need the lighter squares here, and we're just going to cut those diagonally once. And if you've not done a flying geese before, you start with the center triangle, and we're going to take a light one and lay that down. So now the long diagonal here is going to go along a short edge here. And when I lay this in place, I want to line my points up right down in here. And here you can see that I have the square corner of this triangle, that 90-degree angle in the center of my center triangle. And we're going to sew a scant 1/4 inch seam, the quilter's 1/4 inch seam along here. Ideally, when you get right here to that intersection, you should, on that scant 1/4 inch, run right off the edge where these two are intersecting. Okay? When you get that done, you're going to go ahead and press that towards the light side, and then you'll repeat. You're going to do that again for the other side. And again, we want to run right off right there at that 1/4 inch, because when you get done and you press that, this point should be 1/4 inch from this lower edge, so that when we go to sew them on, our point will be right where we want it to be, and we're not cutting our points off. You're going to create 4 sets of those. All right. I also have my square corners for here. So let's see how this block now goes together. So you can see here now I have my 4 flying geese, I have my corner squares, and then we have our center square right here. And it's very simple to do. We're going to sew our squares into rows, and then we'll sew those together. Pressing your seams is going to be up to you in the direction you want. Some people prefer to press them open. I like to often press them in opposite directions of the next one, and then those corners will nestle together. Now we're ready to assemble our block. And this is the fun part for me. I love to see how this comes together. So we're going to put our center block in the center. Imagine that. And then I like to start with just those strip sets that we made. Place them on each side. These are some of my favorite colors to work with, so I'm hoping you enjoy them. Now, here's the fun part, and we talked about this earlier when I had class. You can put your half square triangles in either direction. Now, you'll notice I have the medium pointing towards the center and the dark pointing outward, or you can flip them this way. You decide. It was also discussed why you could alternate them from block to block if you were making a larger quilt. So here is one way of looking at that versus this way. And of course, I finished mine up. I did mine this way. You can play around however you would like yours to go together. And again, we're going to sew this row, we're going to sew this row together, and then this row together, and then we can sew them together going down. Very simple. It's a fun one to do, and it's very pretty. This is how mine turns out. Let me get these out of the way so you can see better. We don't have a shadow in the back. And I really like this. I'm looking forward to making more of these. One of my thoughts we had talked about was just putting a lighter sashing, pulling the lighter star as a sashing when we put our blocks together. How you put yours together is totally up to you. I'm hoping you will continue to join me. This again is our third block in the Seems So Easy Quilt Along with Mary. And if you're interested in the pattern, it is available right here at Neil's Vacuum and Sewing Center. Just give us a call.